these are your evening headlines for November 7th, 2025, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Jill Clary. The championship game for BYU-Idaho's competitive football is going down, and it's set to be a close game. Student reporter Alex Batman has the story.
Spartans versus Hurricanes. One final game to win it all. BYU-Idaho's competitive football games have been going on for the last month, and all of the games have built up to this point. The championship game. Which team will win it all? Josh Thompson, student coordinator over football with Campus Recreation, says the Spartans and Hurricanes deserve to be in the final. He says the coaches both have a drive for football, though they have different coaching styles.
So between the two teams, you have the experienced team of the Spartans who likes to play methodical. They like to see what's going to happen throughout the game and then adjust. And then you have the Hurricanes who come out the gate. They like to score fast. They like to play intense defense. They want to make sure that things go their way right out the gate, and things are always done quickly.
Thompson says the game is going to be a lot of fun for those who attend.
You'll have fans cheering. You'll have players and coaches yelling at one another, playing a hard game. It'll be fast. It'll be fun. There'll be some surprises, I'm sure, in the game as well. So just a lot of energy, just a lot of emotion. It'll be exciting.
The event will feature sideline entertainment, halftime competitions, games and prizes, and even food trucks. Austin Pace, a student reporter at BYU-Idaho Radio who was also asked to be the competitive football's color commentator, says BYU-Idaho is unique in the way that it hosts competitive intramural sports.
So the competition really is just so much fun and encapsulates what we do here at BYU-Idaho, right? We're here to have fun. We don't have true competitive sports. So having this is a great way to get people excited about sports on campus.
Pace says attendees should expect an energetic environment.
I think if you do go, you're going to find, some really fun trick plays. You're going to find just some outstanding performances by just several different players on each team. You're going to find just loud, fun.
Pace sends out an invite to tune into the game any way you can.
If you can't physically go to the game, tune in. It'll be a really fun one to watch.
The competitive football championship game is tomorrow from 1 to 4 p.m. at the BYU-Idaho Stadium. The game will be free to come and watch. You can also watch it on YouTube on the BYU-I Sports channel. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Alex Batman.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints announced the newest member of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles yesterday.
It was probably one of the most emotional moments of my life.
Elder Gerald Kose has been called to serve as an apostle of the Lord after the death of President Russell M. Nelson.
You don't plan for such a thing to happen in your life, but I also feel a lot of joy today. There's joy not in the circumstance, but in the focus of our lives.
Elder Kose, who is a native of Bordeaux, France, had been previously serving as the presiding bishop of the church at the time of his call and is now the fourth member of the current Quorum of the 12 Apostles born outside of the United States. Apostles of the church are to act as special witnesses of Jesus Christ, and Elder Kose plans to wear that badge with honor.
To know that I've been called to be a special witness of Jesus Christ is something that brings joy to my life, to the life of my family, to my heart, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. It's something that is a great privilege and a great honor.
Elder Kose, who was then Bishop Kose, visited BYU-Idaho and gave a devotional in November of 2023. In an interview with BYU-Idaho Radio, he talked about how we can best comprehend and show our appreciation for Jesus Christ.
I think one important thing to do in our life is to get closer to Jesus Christ, to learn about Him. And the best way to know Him is to serve Him and to serve our fellow men and women in the way that He would do it. If we try to imitate His teachings, if we try to emulate His example and be like Him, try to love people as He would love them, try to serve them as He would serve them, we'll develop that love for Jesus Christ, feel of His love in our heart.
Elder Kose was called and ordained an apostle by President Dallin H. Oaks and the other members of the First Presidency and Quorum of the 12 Apostles. With Veterans Day coming up next week, Pocatello is among the many cities across the country celebrating in one form or another. The Pocatello Veterans Day Parade Committee is hosting its 4th annual parade to celebrate veterans and first responders in the Pocatello area, including police, highway patrol, and the fire department. In an interview with BYU-Idaho Radio, the committee chair, Chip Wanglin, said the purpose of the parade is plain and simple.
There isn't any kind of entry fee or anything, and we don't have any prizes. It's just a matter of celebrating America's heroes.
The parade is completely run by volunteers and sees several companies participate with floats, including Idaho Central Credit Union and Veterans Service Organization, such as American Legion and the DFW, along with other private businesses and individuals. One of the main events in this year's parade will feature a World War II jet.
Last year, we had a very big turnout. We have flyovers planned from the Rexburg Legacy Flight Museum. They're planning on flying T-6s over, and usually the flyovers get a pretty good response from the community, and we get a lot of community support with several thousand people come and watch the parade and participate and have a good time.
Wanglin credits the community support in helping the parade continue each year through donations.
Well, this year we haven't pushed too hard for donations because we were able to raise enough last year to pay for this year also.
Funds are used for many things, including the flyover, having the city trolley bus come through, permits from the city, insurance, and porta potties, among other things. Wanglin hopes people can come out and support the veterans in the area.
It's just a good opportunity to get together. It's a late fall thing to do, and get out and see your veterans in the community, see what they do.
The parade begins Saturday, November 8th at 11 a.m. and will run until 2 p.m. There will be food trucks available at Caldwell Park in downtown Pocatello. To make donations to the parade, send an email to Pocatello Veterans Day parade@gmail.com. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio evening headlines for November 7th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Jill Clary.